There's a lot of protocols to remember. Knowledge of the natural world. You have to know, this is how our ancestors got their knowledge. They looked at the world. I have this book. It's written in the 1800s. It's a dictionary that was Harvard University out of Massachusetts came and did a document, did research on the Maliseet people. In that dictionary, there's pages and pages of kinship terms, from the 1800s, but also species. We had caribou, I couldn't believe the pages of different birds I've never heard of that were here in the 1800s that are no longer here. And so I usually take that to these environmental conferences and say, well, this is what it was like in my ancestors' time. Today, I have to get my salmon at the supermarket, and stuff. There was a time I could see it, and stuff. Now I don't see it unless it's in a plastic package. And of course, knowledge of the spirit world. It's not just God or Buddha or Creator or Great Spirit. There's also stars, moon, fog, clouds. You know what I mean? There's so much creation that's just as sacred, and we have to know that, and that's why these spirit names, if you're named after an omen or a medicine or something like that, those are all spiritual. Okay, yeah. And knowledge of the four-leggeds. That's why, God bless you, we wear moccasins for that reason. So I'm in deerskin today. I'm wearing my deerskin medicine, and so that I can honor the deer, that this animal comes from. So as I stand here before you humbly, it's not just my knowledge, it's also the four-legged knowledge, the deer. It's also the winged one. It's also the water one, the turtle, the turtle. The standing ones, what I get from the trees, the birch bark. What I get from the animals, the porcupine quills, the sweetgrass, the beadwork, all of that. So all of this is, these are all my gifts, that I walk with, the finned ones who crawl, and you'll notice the finned one on my bag. So I have the salmon, and stuff, because I'm people of the river, so I'll just hold that up for you. So this is from the finned one. So I surround myself with my creation, and my creator. On my medicine pouch, I have beaver fingernails, there, and lots more and stuff. So there's a reason why we see this as all sacred and spiritual. And of course, knowledge of the land, knowledge of the star people, the clouds, thunder beings, grandfather sun, grandmother moon. Knowledge of our ancestry is basically what these teachings are. And the last slide is just see how it just kind of fits in. So it has all the four families. Now, this was an old one that Gwen had done, but she called them white people at the time. I prefer the word clan or family, the white family or the white clan as opposed to people. And then, of course, the four elements. You see fire, earth, water, and air. And then you see the four, strengths of our development, our cultural strength, our social and our caring aspect, our economical and sharing. And why that's important when you think about economical, it's not just in industry and jobs, it's our relationship with money. Do we share? Do we hoard? Do we, skim? Do we waste? Do we plan? What's our relationship with money? Sharing is part of that. And of course, our honesty, and believe it or not, because I'll have elders say, what is honesty doing with politics? And I said, because traditionally, those elders were our leaders, and they were honest, and they were making decisions based on the whole and not the individual. So and they weren't buying votes because they weren't voted in, you know. And then you'll go inside to our personal, our spirituality, our emotional state, our physical being, how we think and what we think. So, and then you go one more time, and the best gift is we have vision, not just what we see through our eyes, but we can see a vision of the next New Brunswick, the next generation, the next, you know what I mean? And so we have to have vision of that. We can't just live day to day to day to day. That's why we give gratitude for each day. But if I see tomorrow, I hope I see an improvement on Aboriginal thinking, you know, or another speaker might be born. Compassion, that's so important. So, and the reason why compassion is under, what's the English word? Under, it's not respected enough, under appreciated, I guess, undervalued, you know, because that's the tears. I mean, I see elders, and matter of fact, I did that when I watched, when my brother was crying, I took his tear and I put it on my heart and I put it on my eyes and I thanked him for me seeing another tear from him. And so we do that with babies. When babies are crying, we'll just, oh, can I have your tears? Thank you, I'm going to put it on my heart, you know. And so when you let babies know that how sacred it is to show emotion, they're going to be healthy babies. They're going to know it's okay. And so that's why that compassion is important, is knowing that the men that cry are the ones that I want my daughters, if I had daughters, I have granddaughters, I want my granddaughters to find men who think it's okay to cry, not men who think it's weak to cry. I want them to see the strength in that crying, because then I know they're emotionally balanced, they're compassionate, and it doesn't take anything away from their maleness, you know. And so that's really important. And of course, on the West, your physical, your reflection is looking at yourself, not just your physical image, but looking inside you too, you know, and stuff. And finally, the knowledge we gain and the knowledge we get to keep with each other and share with each other for the next generations. That's it for that one. Yeah. Okay.